So we're in Clovis, California, taking a look at our water heater. Up in the attic, got a leak going on and the pan is full. I'm not sure why the water is escaping. The only place you can get out is there should be a rubber gasket right there that seals it, and apparently it's not sealing all the way. We did find the leak. It's pretty apparent. It's right here at this soldered on union. So you've got the union here, and then right below it right here you can see water spraying. You can see my finger. So it's just the fitting gave way. So we need a new flange right there. And what we're going to do right now, just to eliminate any problems, we're just going to shut the water off to your pump, shut the pump off, and so you won't have instant hot water, which you won't have this water spraying up here. Not much we can do about, you know, the water. This water should be draining, and apparently it's not really draining out very much, but we'll try and sop up some of the water if we can. And then we've got a couple of appointments today. We'll come back later and get this repaired for you. Anyways, just wanted to document that before. There it is. That's a better picture right there, or a better video. So there it is, and we'll give you a holler in just a minute. So we are still in Clovis, California. We'll combine these two videos. First portion, it showed down here, you know, we just shut off these two isolation valves. You got one here for the pump, and then another one down here, and what it does is it keeps the water from going through the pump and back down. The leak was right here. So right now the water's just going to gravity drain out of the pan. The pan's in pretty bad shape, and usually these gaskets fail, and that's how the water's getting out of the pan. There's usually a black gasket that sits in there, and then when we put them in, we like to put some silicone around the bottom, up about 180 to 235 degrees on the outside, just in the event it fails like it is here. But it looks like it's draining pretty good. You got a little bit of standing water, so the water heater is sitting in it. Quite a bit of water sitting in there because of where the water was spraying. You can see down here on the controllers now the water that's dripping off the different components that go into the burner assembly. We can't tell you what it looks like inside. We're not going to take it apart because I'm responsible for getting it put back together. Just a lot of moisture around there, so I don't know if it's caused any problems in there. As far as I know, the water heater is still functioning. It's set on B. We're not touching any of the gas, any of the controls. We just shut the water down. Second issue is up here. You can see all around the where the draft diverter sits, where this collar is. There's water all over the top of the tank. It doesn't look like it's the cold, although you may have a little issue. You can see the discoloration, and by discoloration I mean this buildup right here. That's where you get scale. I can feel a little bit of moisture down here. It doesn't look like it's a supply line. It looks like it's from the tank moving up. But across the top of the water heater, you can see all this water as well. Where the gas exits the water heater right here, you can see all the corrosion built up. On this side is the bad part. That's the hot side going up. And like I say, it doesn't look like it's the supply. Well, you know what? Let me look right here. So yeah, so you got a supply line right here. You got lots of water sitting right there. And you can see it when I poke on it right there. That can be replaced, no big deal. It just leaves you still with this damage up here on top of the tank. So anyways, I'll call you and see what you'd like to do. That right there, we might be able just to replace that real quick if you'd like to. If we have a supply line that long, we'll put it in there. And I can't tell you, you know, what shape it's in. Just looking at it, you know, it's been going on for a while, and you can see that's rolled down to the back. And then, of course, your floor is saturated, so you want to get this straight up. Anyways, that's it. We'll give you a holler. Oh, one last thing. I apologize. This is not tied in correctly. That's a 4-inch vent, and it's a 3-inch collar. You can see there's lots of air around here, so it's not venting correctly. It's fine to have a 4-inch pipe, but you have to have a 4-inch draft diverter, and it snaps in it seals, and you screw it into place. This is free floating up into there, and it's fine. It should be, most of it should be making it up through this 4-inch vent, but it's not attached. It's not sealed, which means some of it can be escaping into the attic. I don't know if it's a real safety issue, but something you'd certainly want to address. Anyways, so no more videos. That's all I have to say for right now. Outside of that, this inspection is done. So we're in Clovis, California. We installed a water heater upstairs. So starting from the front door, you can see we use ram board. We don't use cheap building paper, but ram board to protect the floors. You got tile floors here. Of course, up the carpet, no protection because it's carpet. You know, if it was solid wood or something like that, then you wouldn't worry about it. It's a little dirty from walking up and down out of the attic space, but not too bad. And then, of course, here at the top landing, ram board again, and then just a canvas tarp up the stairs. And more man-board. So we get it all the way to the attic space, and the reason being is we want to make sure we don't damage floors along the way, and then it dropped back in. So lots of work getting this water heater up here, and then getting the old one down. You're all back in. I'm not sure where to start, but a lot going on. First thing we did is you get a 4-inch vent, dual wall, going up through the attic space and then through the roof. And it's not required. These water heaters, I'm not sure whether they're on 4-inch. Probably your HVAC crew ran it. But anyways, this is the water heater proposed. You can see it's the URG 250 T6N. And then there's a serial number there. You can register this at bradfordwhite.com. Get your warranty going on this. If you don't register it, then within 6 months of sale, they start the warranty anyways. But so anyway, starting up top, you had a 1-inch valve. You know, I believe we quoted that we would replace the valve, but you got a 1-inch soldered on valve up there. We didn't want to shut the house down, and you know, it's a $10 valve, so no big deal. But it's a full port ball valve, which is great. So not a problem like you would have on a gate valve. So the ball valve's in good shape. What we did do is off the cold side, we came down, put a brass 90 on, a brass nipple, stainless steel connector down to the cold side. And so you have pure, and then a little brass extension right there. So pure brass, pure copper, compatible metals. So you should have really good flow. Plus the supplies that we use, these are Falcon stainless steel 0.725 inside diameter. These are the largest in the industry. They're also ultra flexible. You can take these apart and bend them straight and use them over and over again. Occasionally you'd want to replace the gaskets in there. Over on the hot side, same thing. Male adapter, the copper male adapter is yours. Brass 90 is ours. And then of course a brass nipple, Falcon stainless steel connector down to a brass extension. And so that's good. Brand new piece of pipe, 3-inch, about a 26-inch piece, something like that, going up to a 4x3 adapter to get into your 4-inch venting, and then down to your draft diverter sitting here, and then of course screwed 1, 2, 1 in the back, and then again 3 at the top right here, and then 3 where it goes in, where the reducer ties in, or the adapter ties in. So that's all good. Brand new relief valve comes with the water heater, little brass nipple, Falcon stainless steel connectors. We didn't have a really long one to reach your, this is existing relief line that goes outside of the building and drains out water or temperature and or pressure. If this thing activates, it actually opens up and dumps water out that line. That's not our line, this is yours, and that's your adapter. We just took a stainless steel connector, ran it around here, and sometimes we have 24s on the truck and whatnot, but we didn't. So just a little brass nipple in the middle, and then of course stainless steel connector, and that should never go off. If it is dripping or it's spraying, something like that, which means outside of the building you'll have a copper tubing, which is this material stubbed out. If you have water out of it, something's going on with the water heater, and you need to get a hold of us so we can troubleshoot it. Something may have gone wrong with the relief valve. But anyway, so the relief valve's in. Upper third we've got a adjustable strap, lower third we got an adjustable strap. Then of course over here, existing gas, we left it alone because it's got a 5/8 ball flare ball valve on here. So the gas turns on its 5/8. We use 1/2 inch, which is all that's required. But we did have a 5/8 supply line, so brand new supply line coming over to here, tying into existing gas valve, and then of course an adapter there tying on, and that's good. Down at the bottom, we'd abandoned a lot of this stuff. This was what you had before in here, and we'll get rid of this for you, but this was all iron pipe, and you can see it was just, you know, you can see all the scale. That's where water was running down everything. The original fitting, this fitting right here, the soldered fitting, from brass to copper, it was spraying. When we got here, we got a video of this too. It's going to be part of your documentation. It was spraying everywhere, so we got a video of that. We had to take it apart, clean it out, try and solder it, clean it out again, solder it again, and hopefully this holds. We don't like to solder brass to copper. We like to go copper with a copper adapter, and then go threaded fitting on here instead of the soldered. You can see it's soldered. So all we've done here, we've come out, this is your return line back there, hot water return line. We gave you a brand new shutoff valve, that's a Watts 3/4 inch shutoff valve, and then a copper adapter, copper 90, and then this union, we put this side is new right here. This side is old. I mean, they're compatible. It's just a 3/4 copper union. So we soldered this on, tied it back together. This is all your pipe. So this side of the union, this portion, this pipe, this 3/4 by 1/2 bell reducer, and this little piece of pipe going into the pump, that's all yours. Plus the pump's yours. And then over here on this side, union's yours, And then that's all one piece. This and this portion of the brass, that's all one piece. It's got a rubber gasket in here, and that seals the water. And then this is all ours brand new. So you've got a piece of copper, 3/4 by 1/2 90, 3/4 down to an adapter. This is your existing check valve, so it only flows one way. It won't turn around and go back up this way. And then, of course, we give you an isolation valve down at the bottom so you can isolate it. So isolation valve here, one over there. And then, of course, this is your drain valve. Down here, normally this is sticking straight out of the tank. We just took it, turned it to the side, put a cap on it, just a courtesy cap. This is a hose cap. Just in the event something happens, you know, and it's dripping, it won't come out. So that hose cap blocks it off. Quarter turn to flush this. You just turn that 1/4 turn and it opens up. You can flush this once a year if you'd like. Solid brass construction going into the tank. 3/4 by 3" brass nipple, 3/4 inch T, then a 3/4 inch by 1.5" brass nipple in between. 3/4 inch brass 90 brass valve, brass nipple. So you can see we're big fans of brass construction. All that iron pipe that we were showing you, it was corroding. It was the water leaking had scaled it over. We had to cut this out. That's how bad it was. So this whole guy right here, just a mess, train wreck. You don't use that in potable water. The only thing good about this was the ball valve was on there, but we gave you a new one. So all that, it doesn't flow well, and it breaks down, and it leaks everywhere. You can see all that white, that scale from the hard water. So anyways, gas is on. We're going to fire it up. After this, we're going to go downstairs and check something. They said they don't have any gas to their appliances in the kitchen. We're going to fire this up just to make sure this is working, and we'll go down and take a look at that. Outside of that, this installation is done.